I think we're pretty safely in a trade war right now. There's no formal definition of a trade war, but the general sense is it's spiraling conflict where each side retaliates against the other, and you have a sense that it's getting out of control. And I think with China, we're there. The United States has had long-standing concerns about Huawei. There are concerns that it's far too close to the Chinese government, to the Chinese Communist Party, and that it might take some actions if it gets involved in the U.S. communications backbone, which compromise the national security of the United States. This is a really unusual step in that it got personalized, and the chief financial officer, who's also daughter of the founder, was arrested at the U.S. request. One immediate question is whether the Chinese will keep their cool about this. They can obviously do some things to retaliate. They could seize American executives, for example. I don't think they want the situation to heat up, and they haven't done that so far. It was somewhat extraordinary that almost at the moment when President Trump was meeting with President Xi, at the U.S. request, the Canadians were arresting a top Huawei executive. The administration has tried to separate these two cases. It seems like it's almost impossible that that will happen. It's infuriated the Chinese. It has also stirred up American concerns where you're getting Congress pushing for action against Huawei as a company. So it's made a difficult situation several times more difficult.
And whether that passes muster with the judge is the big question here. They've just got...
You told me to line up at freelance or
and that's what the stock market is supposed to reflect, is how valuable these companies are and what are their prospects. So negative policy actions effectively serve as downgrades. I think the second thing that comes in here is if we have a White House that's making very questionable policy decisions in a really obvious way, it calls into question what policy decisions they'll make in areas that are less open and less visible.
Sorry about this, man. Yeah, no, I feel like...
I think one of the real points of concern is that you do have these multiple conflicts, and they're lining them up to come to a head all at the same time as you get a new Congress going, as you are having a White House chief of staff leaving, and as the president's having to start dealing with investigations and other things from a new Democratic Congress. It looks like we have a winter and spring of turmoil ahead.
Geolocate, so if you're in Vancouver and you go on the Star app, you get the Star Vancouver.